the I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast. Live.
You down with Rapaport? Yes, I am. 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 You better tune in, IamRapaport.com. Cause every single podcast, you know he drops bombs. I seen him on set, a seasoned vet with true talent. Catch him on his way to CrossFit, rocking the New Balance. He asked me to do the track cause he know I rhyme elite. But I'm just waiting for the Robert De Niro line of the week. Breakfast of Champions, hosted bagel, cream cheese, and lox. This is I Am Rapaport, the show never stops. You might catch him out in public, stretching his knees. But if you don't listen to the show, yo, wig up please. Wig up please. This is the I Am Rapaport Podcast.
I'm trying to tell you.
What's up? This is the I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast. We're back to basics today.
We were under adversity.
But we back. Have no fear. The I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast is here. Oh yeah, and we skeeting up in you. We're skeeting in anything moving.
No Bruno.
We're skeeting in everything moving. No Bruno. Fired what? We fired nothing. I Am Rapaport is here. Have no fear. On today's episode, we get on that Willie Hutch for everything moving that has to do with the Barstool quote. What's beef? This ain't beef. This is a small thing to a giant.
Like Cool J said. Another podcast.
Oh, yes.
Another podcast. You didn't think we could do it, huh? Another podcast.
Yes. Podcasts are like assholes. Everyone has one, but you are now rocking with the best. It's the I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast. On the show, me, G Moody, Miles Davis, and Jordan Winter, a.k.a. the Dust Brothers, plus the young shooter and I are going to break down our review of the film Black Panther. NBA weekend came, saw, and has left Los Angeles. We were here for it. All that and more on a hard-hitting I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast, and we're going to give you a little bit of this. Would you ever do that? I never do that.
Never. We don't roll like that, yo.
I mean, what do you need to do that for? I mean, never, ever even considered looking the shit up.
Nope.
I mean, just in general, it's just not something I do. It's not something I do. Ain't no fact checking. Why would we do that? Ain't no fact checking. Oh, yeah, we always go raw dog without a fact. Ain't no fact checking. I just want to know where your loaf is. Low fat. Ain't no check it. All right. Test 1 2 2 3
2 1 1
check
1 2.
Is this thing on?
Check.
Yo, let me get a check. 1 2 1 2. Oh shit, we got
check
4.
1 2. Check 1 2.
Four mics. Is this thing on? This is the I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast. Gangbang episode. We skeeting. Everybody's skeeting. Everybody's here except for the young shooter who's coming here later. We can never seem to be all in the same place at the same time to actually do an episode. But the young shooter, Dean Collins, will be coming in here later. We got to go see Black Panther. We're going to give our review for that. It was very, very good. I could just tell you it's well worth all the hype and all the expectations. It's a true movie-going experience. So we're going to talk about that. Obviously, he's going to chime in on all the other recent events. But Miles Davis.
Yes, sir.
Have you ever been on the podcast?
One time.
Early.
New York.
Long time ago.
Long time. Yeah, about a year. Right before we actually joined Barstool Sports. Remember, we thanked the fans. We were in the New York Gloom.
I remember that.
All of us.
But we didn't all have 4. We got 4 mics. This is like a big deal for us.
Yeah, this was premeditated.
Yeah, this right here
was premeditated.
This premeditated. And of course, we have the 3-time podcast co-host of the year, G Moody.
Yep.
Last name rhymes with duty. So Los Angeles has been a buzz for the last, I'd say, a week. Mm-hmm. The All Star game came to town. It was like the fucking Ringling Brothers circus. And of course, the All Star game has left town. It's over. The entire All Star gang, the teams, the players, the hanger-oners, the Instagram models, the pimps, the hose, and every single thing in between that conjured upon Los Angeles has came, saw, and conquered. People are continuing to talk about this Fergie national anthem.
Travesty.
I see, when I was watching it, I wasn't like immediately like, this is...
I was. You could tell by the way the notes were...
you knew this was going to be like
I said this shit... In my mind, I said, man, this shit is trash.
But did you think it was going to turn out like to be like this 3-day discussion? Because it's still going.
Oh, nah. No, I didn't know that.
I mean, I didn't know it was going to be that bad. I like Fergie. I fuck with her. I've met her. She's cool. I think she tried to put too much hot sauce on the national anthem.
Yeah.
Like, just sing the shit.
Yeah. Yeah, she ended up like Carl Lewis. You probably put too much hot sauce, you end up like Carl Lewis. And the Rock.
Yeah, so that was a big to-do. One thing that also got talked about was Kevin Hart opening the show. Now, I will say this. When he finally did the introductions, I love that. Like, he introduced the player and he snapped on him.
Yeah.
So he's like, Kyrie Irving, yo, the earth ain't flat. Andre Drummond, you got too many teeth in your mouth. He said the shit that we always say about Steph, which was get a fucking haircut.
Yeah.
He said shape up.
Yeah.
Which we've been saying, and Steph is our favorite guy.
Yeah. He called Drummond Chewbacca.
Was it Drummond or
Andre Drummond? He said, what's up, Chewbacca?
That was... I love that. They should make sure they have him do that before. But the whole musical theater thing before that...
Scrap that.
Yo, this isn't the Tony Awards.
Yeah.
I don't need a song and dance routine. Like, if I was at that game, because if on TV it was fine.
Right.
But if you're at that game and you got to watch that shit, that's just like, what happened to just a layup line?
Yeah, that's what I said. I text you. I said, what happened to the layup line? It's this big Broadway production.
It was literally some Broadway shit.
It's like Cats.
But I liked Kevin Hart introducing everybody. Like, I would like to see a shorter version of that next year, because him introducing you and snapping on you is, to me, that's good shit. And that motherfucker's funny.
Yeah, that was good.
I feel like he was just going off the cuff.
Yeah. It looked kind of shaky at times.
Yeah, which is supposed to be like, if you're just like, it wasn't scripted. Like, if he's just going off the cuff, it's gonna be a little touch and go. Yeah. Later on in the episode, we have a few sick fucks of the week, and of course, we're gonna talk about this Barstool situation. What were your takeaways, Jordan, on the whole All Star game? Like, what did you like? What did you not like?
I loved the game. Sunday
the
was
game
great.
was good.
I mean, then we didn't even talk about Saturday night, which had the skills competition, which it's either they got to make that longer, or they got to do something with the skills competition, because to me, I am just not entertained by it. What's going on? You're going to see a guy crossover dribble, make a chest
crossover
pass.
dribble a chair.
Yeah, it's like, to me, that's...
Eliminate that shit.
Yeah, I don't know why that's...
Go up and back.
Yeah,
You're NBA players.
I love the 3-point shootout, although it's a little strange where, guys get to choose if they're going to go from the left side to the right side. They're like, dipsy-do around.
Give them the rules and you follow them.
Right, and what has it always been, even with the Larry Bird days, where one whole rack is a money ball rack?
No. It used to be one ball was the money ball on the rack.
It was fun to watch the 3-point shootout, watch them do work. Love the slam dunk contest, even though I personally think there's got to be more than 4 people involved.
I agree.
Yeah. And then the game was highly competitive.
But we can't just skip over the slam dunk champion, our guy, Donovan Mitchell.
D. Mitch.
Yo,
Shut it down.
Shut it down. Throwing shit off the backboard. And I'm going to tell you right now, Donovan Mitchell is my height.
Damn.
He's my height. I saw him again over the weekend. He's 6'3".
Incredible.
He ain't 6'4". He is 6'3". Now, I'm known for my long arms. His arms are longer than me, but that motherfucker's 6'3". And you know what else? Dennis Smith is like 6'2", 6'3".
Wow.
But he doesn't even have the long arms because he was doing some crazy shit.
Hops.
And Larry Nance Jr. was great. I think he messed up duplicating his father's first dunk, because I think, although he should have freaked it instead of doing the exact same dunk, because that dunk is dated and it looked too easy. But the fact that he had the old Phoenix uniform on was dope. But Donovan Mitchell, he came, he saw, he conquered. His first dunk where he threw it off the one backboard and caught it off, that shit's hard.
Yeah.
iconic.
Yeah, he can get up.
Power, finesse, creativity.
Donovan was amazing. He didn't miss any dunks.
He moves with a purpose.
Unbelievable. I was so proud of him.
Me too. I was just happy for him. Like, he's such a good dude. And if you haven't heard the I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast, the full Donovan Mitchell, the slam dunk champion, and in my opinion, the leading contender for the NBA Rookie of the Year. You can listen to the Donovan Mitchell episode where he talks about being at Louisville and all the things he got from Rick Pitino. And last year, this time, he wasn't even considering coming into the draft. He just sort of played his way into the draft because he was working out with pros, and pros were like, yo, you need to get out of college and play. Yeah. So it's a dope interview with Donovan Mitchell.
More short guys in the dunk contest, too. I don't like the tall guys.
Yeah,
they get off the floor like 6 inches. Like, Nance was cool, windmills, all that stuff, but get off the ground. It's not entertaining to me. It's not entertaining.
I had an issue at the rookie-sophomore game, and this is not fabricated. So Friday, before the rookie-sophomore game, I was the MC, along with Don Cartagena, Joey Crack, Fat Joe. Snoop Dogg had an event out there in downtown, way the fuck downtown. Mm-hmm. I mean, I've never been that far downtown in LA. Downtown. Like, it was some other shit. Like they had old warehouses and all that shit. I was out there in the sun for about 4 hours. Luckily, I brought a little bag with me, which I'm going to get to the bag. And in the bag, I had an extra shirt, a battery charger, and a sunblock. Mm-hmm. That's it. Okay, and a hat. Okay? Fortunately, I brought the sunblock and the hat. Right. Because we were like literally blaring. So there was an all rappers game that Snoop Dogg put together, and everybody was in the building. Odell Beckham was in the building. Fat Joe was in the building. Jada Kiss was in the building. Young M.A. was in the building. Alvin Kamara. Is it Kamara?
Kamara.
Yo, we met New Orleans Saint running back Alvin Kamara. He's a motherfucker.
He's dope.
Sick. Like, I fanned out when we saw him. I was like, oh, shit.
It's that nose ring, that bull ring, too.
Because he
stands out.
He gets busy.
Yeah, he's dope.
Was he the Rookie of the Year?
Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
Defensive Rookie of the Year was Lattimore on the Saints. So our guy's getting busy over in New Orleans.
Yeah, I bugged out off of him. Michael Crabtree introduced himself to me, Raiders receiver who got into with Aqib Talib. And I didn't recognize him because he didn't, it's like when these football players, I talked about this before, don't have their helmets on and don't have, like, it's hard to recognize them.
Right.
And he was like, yo, what's up? And he was like, you were talking shit about me. I was like, what the fuck? And he goes, but you had my back. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And he was like, you don't know who I am, right? I was like, I don't know who the fuck you are. And he's like, it's Crabtree, man, when that chain snatches. I was like, oh, shit. So he was cool as fuck, Michael Crabtree. Who else is that? Nick Young was there. Steven Jackson, Al Harrington, The Game.
I couldn't look Crabtree in the eyes after his Week 16 performance.
Because he
went, he goose-egged. Championship weekend. Oh, man. So
he said he's coming on the I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast. We discussed that with him.
He's going to have to explain himself.
Just give me something.
That was bullshit.
That was the championship game in the Stern League, right?
Yeah, Stern League. Up 9 going into Monday.
Not a 0.
Up 9 going into Monday night. 0. But we'll get over it eventually.
Chris Brown was playing.
Brown, cool.
He was putting on a performance, too. You could tell he was playing into the crowd. That flip, you saw that flip he did? Like,
he's only one of the few that could actually play. Though.
But he did a flip when you were talking with Odell.
Sad.
Like
Odell told him to do, like, he said something about you ain't got hops, and he just stood, like, did a flip.
It was unbelievable. That was some of the craziest athleticism I've seen. He flipped flipped over on,
like, just standing there, just did a flip and landed on his feet, like on some Mary Lou Retton shit.
That's what you said.
Yeah. So I was the MC, so I was talking shit. I had the crowd going. It was fun. And Fat Joe had me. It was a good day. The sun killed me. So, but after I left you guys, because I think you stayed to see a concert,
right?
I couldn't get an Uber, and I'm way the fuck downtown. And like downtown is like, we talked about it. What did you name it?
I call it Little Rwanda. There's some parts that are Little Rwanda.
So my Uber couldn't get there. There was traffic. So I started walking. Now I'm walking. I don't know where the fuck I'm going. I'm heading. I know that the Staples Center is that way, and it looks like it's about, I don't know, not that far. But when you start walking, you're like, yo, that shit's far. Like, you can't walk to it. So I'm walking, and I walk on a street that's like half tent city, and then the next street was like full tent city. So I'm like, yo, like, fucking pay attention, like put your phone away, like you're in fucking tent city. I don't know where I'm going. Like there's no stores, there's no 7-Elevens, there's no nothing. My battery's sort of dying, and I'm like, what the fuck?
That's a movie right there.
Yeah.
That's that 3-block radius. Yeah. You might never get out of.
No. So I sat down on the bus stop and I called the Uber guy. I was like, yo, I moved. I'm at wherever the fuck I was. And he was like, I'm across the street. So luckily, Money found me and he took me to the Staples Center. So when I get to the Staples Center, it's a shit show. It's the America versus the world team game. And, there's just crazy security and all that stuff. So when I go to get into the Staples Center, the guy says to me, Michael Rapaport, what's going on? He said, you can't bring that bag. I go, well, what do you fucking mean? You can't bring the backpack. I go, it's fucking barely, there's nothing in there. I got a charger, got my fucking sunblock, I got an extra shirt, my baseball. Doesn't matter, you can't bring it. What the fuck, man? He's like, I'm sorry, Mike Rap. You sorry, Mike? You know my fucking name?
Right, you can't
I said, look in the bag. This is what I got. I'm fucking anything in there. I understand you're doing your job, but I'm sorry, Mike rapping me. He's like, nah, I can't do it. I said, I Ubered here. I don't even know where I didn't drive. I didn't park. I can't get in. He's like, I can't. So I fuck this shit. So I go to another one. Another guy with the fucking Mike Rap bullshit.
Same shit.
Won't let me in the building. This guy, Luis. And I'm like, fucking Luis. So you're going to fucking tell me, oh, I like your work, but I can't get in there. And women are walking in there with purses.
You should have told him, I'm in transition.
That's what I wind up doing. I tried one more time. They didn't let me in. So I went to another one. 2 women before me. Purse. I go, they're like, bags. This is a purse. This is my purse. They didn't know who I was. This is my purse. This is my right. You can look at it if all you want. This is my purse.
Right. That's what you guys start using now.
You can't discriminate against me.
That's right.
Go ahead, sir.
They don't want that. They don't want no trouble.
And they let me in.
Yeah.
I put that shit around like my shoulder and, walked in there with a little switch in my ass. Like to let them know. That was the only way I was getting in. All that Mike Rap, I'm a fan, but shit got me nothing. The All-Star game was great. I liked it. Everybody seemed like they had fun. It was more competitive. I think next year they should even step it up. They should pick the teams right on the court like a pickup game.
Right.
I got Steph. I got this one. I got Drummond.
Right.
I got Harden.
Yeah.
Boom. Let's go.
Right.
You get the jerseys are there.
They said they're going to televise it next year.
They should. There's no secrets.
They need to.
You don't get picked. You get offended. Bust his ass.
That's how we do it. That's how it's
if
always
you're
been
offended
done.
that you're the last pick, bust his ass,
Right.
or whatever. You're putting together the best team. So that was that. And then of course we had the situation with Barstool. Now let's go back to the beginning of Barstool. We signed with Barstool last June of 2017, and it went down like this. For a few months before, my first time I heard about Barstool was actually from you, Jordan. You're like, oh, this company Barstool, this guy KFC, he wants you to come. It's a big podcast. It'll be good for our podcast. This is probably 2016.
Right. This was before they even had the headquarters. They had a little cubby hole in Times Square. And actually, that was the first podcast that both you, Michael, and you, Gerald, were on together.
Yeah.
Was on.
Were you
KFC,
there?
Yeah, I was there with this guy. Yeah.
on KFC Radio.
Yeah.
I mean, KFC Radio is the oldest podcast on Barstool, even though Barstool
And it ain't going nowhere.
is self-admittedly has been behind the podcast 8 Ball. They should have started it a while back. And that's part of the reason that they courted us.
We'll get to that. But that first time we went, because Jordan was like, it's a big podcast.
Yeah.
They have a big fan base. Go in there and do your thing.
Right.
And me and Moody went in there and we did our thing. And I literally walked out of there like, this is a big podcast. These fucking clowns. Said it to them. These fucking clowns. Because I felt like we were professional basketball players playing 3-on-3 at the YMCA. We had to slow everything down. No flavor, no style, basic bullshit. And I remember being like, if this is a big podcast, we're going to take this shit over. This dude is fucking corny.
It was surprising. It was like, oh, wow, this is a big shark. You know what I'm saying? And we was like, yo, this shit is kind of whack.
Yeah.
Honestly.
So
the dude was all right at the time.
Yeah, he was cool. He was on our dick. He was on our dick. They were begging for us to be on the podcast. And then after that, part of my take, begging, come on the podcast. And every single time I went on their podcast, tore the shit up. Yeah. So they wanted me back. And I would do it because, my get down, my policy is time and place. If I fuck with you, you're cool with me, time and place. So I would do their podcast. Then this is probably like early last year, 2017, they hit up me, they hit up Jordan, whatever, and they were like, we want you to start, think about coming to Barstool. This fucking clown, Dave Portnoy, and Big Cat, they came out. I had lunch with them. We want you to come to Barstool. We think you're the best ranter. Your content, you're unlike anybody else. You shake things up. Lala, we had barbecue, some fucking place. We're talking to them, met with them one more time. We want you to come. I went to the office and all this shit. Everybody's like, oh, they're like big fans of all this shit. We want you on Barstool. You're the best. Blah, 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 blah. So our contract was up. And our contract was up at where?
We were at CBS Radio, and they wanted us to come back at CBS.
Of course. So we're the best in the business.
Right. We were courted by CBS. We were there for 2 years. And then when we were going to be free agents, we were courted by a number of companies, and Barstool being one of them. And they expressed that, things were going to be good together. That
they wanted us bad. You do this, we do that. We want you. But this is what the deal was. Because this whole thing, you got fired and all this. I was never an employee at Barstool. The I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast was never an employee of Barstool. So get that motherfucking shit straight. We were independent contractors. Our contract said that. Our payments say that. We never were hired full-time by Barstool.
We weren't salaried.
Yeah, we're not salaried. We're not like, you do what we say. You do this amount of shit, la, la, la. We went to Barstool for them to house our podcast and for me to do videos. They wanted those videos. Mm-hmm. They wanted that fire because they know I bring the motherfucking noise. They know I bring the motherfucking ruckus. They wanted that shit. Dave was like, we want your fan base and you could get off our fan base. But he said that shit a few times. I want your fan base. We want your fan base to come to Barstool. Cool. It's all good. The money made sense. We were like, it's a good thing. But collective, we had said from the beginning. We had said it from the beginning. The undertone, they're not saying it, but you could feel it.
We knew what they were going into it. We had discussed it. We were fully aware of the kind of company that they were, their ups and downs, everything they do in the media. But we decided that for our podcast at the time and for the financial, stability that they were offering, that it was the move for us.
And we thought that us coming in there would be like the beginning of like sort of integrating that motherfucker.
We were there talking 5-10 year, relationships with these guys. We were talking about building our brand synonymous with Barstool.
And this is what they were kicking to us.
Yes, it was agreed upon. We had great conversations.
They were kicking this to us. We weren't like kicking it to them. They were kicking it to us, selling us. We want to do this. We want to do that. We want you to do a Housewives podcast. We want you to do an NBA podcast. We want you to do a fantasy football podcast, which we wound up doing the Fantasy Football Follies. And as soon as we signed the fucking contract, as soon as we went up there, I remember the first fucking time I went up there as an employee, I said something to these motherfuckers. I was like, these motherfuckers don't say hello when somebody walks in there. There's like if you walk into this fucking shithole office, and for somebody who talks all this fly shit about we're a $100 million company, their office is a fucking pigsty. Mm-hmm. It's a fucking shithole. The whole place stinks. It stinks. The whole place stinks. They don't give a fuck. And I'm not talking about New York. None of them are from New York.
Nah.
Okay? So the first time I went up there, I was like, I was just like, I spoke about it on the radio. Like, they don't say hello. They don't greet you. Like, just basic shit. You don't need no red carpet. Say, yo, what's up? This is so-and-so. Like, it was just some funny style shit. Mm-hmm. And, this was a problem from the beginning. And inevitably, it all came down to this. All this firing. They firing, like act like they're shutting me down. I've been rocking in this shit before Barstool. I'm going to continue rocking after this shit. Like, we fired you. Like, you crippling me. Peep me this morning on Fox. I'm never going to stop rocking. That's it. But from the beginning, everything was a struggle. From the most basic things to, we want our t-shirts butter soft. We want the Tri-Blend Butter Soft t-shirts. They send out the t-shirts like, this ain't the Butter Soft t-shirts.
Right. That was one.
Like just like the most basic things. To like what's this fucking guy that was tweeting?
Oh, his name's Keith.
Keith K. Marco.
Yes, K. Marco, who posted my email.
Did he post he posted your personal emails?
He posted my email. He cropped my name out. Remember, he posted 3 emails, 2 of which say from you. Actually, it says Michael, from Michael and CC, Miles, and Jordan. But he posted an email that I wrote from Team I Am Rapaport.
Right. In a very polite way. Jordan's not like me, by the way. Very polite, very diplomatic, very friendly. And he said, what in this email?
I was just telling them because they had put the newsletter out. Which I
the Barstool newsletter.
Yeah, the email newsletter, which I had signed up for because I'm everywhere. I'm always watching. I've seen every single thing that Barstool does. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, app, behind the scenes, in front of the scenes.
You know where the bodies are buried.
And we've met a lot of great stoolies.
Let me preface this by saying this. All the fans out there that fuck with Barstool, that fuck with us, we fuck with you. There's so many fans out there. We can't generalize all the fans.
Right.
And I've met tons of fans in New York, some fans in Los Angeles. When I was doing the Big Three, we fuck with you guys. We're not generalizing you, okay? And we're not generalizing the people at Barstool. The ones who are cool, the ones who I didn't hear from, the ones who didn't chirp in, the ones who were cool with me were the ones who were cool with me from the beginning. You could feel it. But there was this player hating from the beginning. And this guy, what's his name?
Well, I call him Keith.
Keith.
His name's Keith Markovich, so he K Marco.
Fuck him, whatever.
Listen, I hate to say I told you so, because throughout the player hating that's been going on, we were like, this guy's player hating, this guy's player hating. Like, we could just tell because there was an email that was sent out between us, I think the ones that he posted, where he gave like a snide response back, like, I don't run this. And as Miles can attest to, every time we asked anybody for everything, the buck was always passed on. It was never anybody's responsibility.
And then never accomplished.
And they're like proud, like, oh, Rapaport and his team were asking for this.
Look,
we're asking for that.
that's
I'm
our
asking
job.
you because I'm a star, motherfucker. I come into the motherfucking place, and as Portnoy said, I'm not going to confirm or deny, as Portnoy said in his tweets, I've been paying Michael Rapaport hundreds of thousands of dollars. I'm Michael Rapaport. I don't give a fuck that you've been there since 2009. So when I come there and I ask you to do something, do it, motherfucker. Do your fucking job. The Patriot way. Just do your fucking job. And he's like, well, they were begging to. How are they begging to do shit? The only thing I'm going to beg to do is for you to bear and grit when I'm skeeting all up in that ass. I want you to take that nice. I'm going to beg you to take that nice. Don't squirm when I'm skeeting. Let me skeet. And didn't he say something on the radio to the effect of, what did he say?
Oh, he said that he never watches any video that Michael Rapaport posts.
He never watched.
Right.
So it's funny, how are you going to grow the brand of I Am Rapaport if you're never watching the videos? Like, you're not there to be the judge. I'm the judge.
Right.
My shit is dope.
Every single video should have been posted on the blog. Mind you, they gave us the keys to the Twitter and the Facebook. No one ever helped us. Miles and I were doing double duty. We were doing other people's jobs.
They didn't want us to. They didn't want us to shine.
Yeah, that's all it is.
They didn't want us to. They didn't want us to shine from the beginning. And as soon as this little bullshit happened, which is this, basically is this. You heard last week on the podcast, we had Sean Latham, the rough and rowdy shit, which I should ask for a percentage for, because I made that shit into something just on my own. On the strength, because that's what the fuck I do. Like, they're like, promote rough and rowdy. Okay, I'm going to do it how I'm going to do it.
Right. And then so they said that you didn't promote Barstool Sports. You went out of your way to call into Pat McAfee's show. Out of your way to have Sean on the podcast.
Tweeting. He's going to fuck you up. I'm doing this to promote the fight.
Absolutely.
And then, so the way rough and rowdy went down is Sean wound up losing in a split decision, which I think Sean won the fight. A lot of people think Sean won the fight. And it was very fucking clear that something was off with motherfucking Smitty during the fight.
You called it while we were watching.
I said, this motherfucker's on steroids.
Right.
So then I started tweeting at this motherfucker after the fight. Are you on steroids? Are you on steroids? And this motherfucker, Smitty, every single time before that, he respond back. Wouldn't respond. And I'm like, why is this motherfucker not responding? Wouldn't respond back. Put a video up. Yo, I'll bet you right now, and I don't know if I put a video basically saying, are you on steroids? There's a steroid, are you on steroids? Answer the question. No response. No response. No response. And then it became a whole, he's talking as you're a fraud, you owe me money. By the way, I was thinking about this whole you owe me money. Anybody who's played fantasy football knows this guy's saying we made a fantasy football bet. If you play fantasy football or fantasy sports or anything on DraftKings, whether it's $5, $10, $20, if you make the bet and the game goes through, the money is already in DraftKings. So if we played fantasy football on DraftKings for what he's saying is $2,000, the money would be in there.
And the thing is, you didn't accept the bet. He ended up playing someone else because the money was in there, and he won. He beat the other person. So
No, he lost.
No, he won.
He won?
He won $2,000. So because you didn't bet him, he won $2,000. I don't know how that ends up being that you owe him money.
He's fucking full of shit, man. He's full of shit. So anyway, these motherfuckers are talking shit on Twitter, and one of these little fucking hoes was like, they're like, I'm a stoolie, and I'm like, yo, first of all, I'm gonna throw this at you. Our age demographic, from Humphrey Bogart movies all the way to all this shit, what is a stoolie?
A snitch.
A snitch. If you look up, like, that's a slang for a stoolie, a snitch, a rat, a fucking dog, a mutt, someone who can't be fucking trusted. So one of these little fucks was like, I'm a stoolie, and I was like, yo, if you're a fucking stoolie and you're claiming to be a fucking stoolie, you've lost in life. Then the Barstool people came
Blood
out.
in the water. I saw that happen, and I knew that that's what you were referring to. And by the way, he wasn't being this random fan wasn't being kind to you. And he had said that if you polled all the stoolies, most of them won't like you. This is the 10,000th person who's coming at you, and I see the hate. I see the vitriol. I don't know how you put up with it. I mean, people say, "Oh, it's crazy that what he's tweeting out to people, what he's saying," but you know. I would be talking that way to people too. I would be saying all kinds of shit to people the way that people come at you.
And my point is this, like whether you like Coca-Cola, ESPN, ABC, Days of Our Lives, or Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, like whatever brand or shit you're into, to let this fucking clown, David Portnoy, this fucking bitch-ass, sashaying, pizza reviewing motherfucker who comes out of the pizza parlor, sashaying like he's holding Skittles up in his fucking asshole. Brainwash you into thinking you're a fucking stoolie, or if you like Barstool, you should refer to yourself as a stoolie. Your fucking parents didn't raise you right. You could fuck with Barstool, you could be a fan of Barstool, but to refer to yourself as a stoolie and let this motherfucker capitalize on that shit, you're fucking corny. So if you're like, I'm a stoolie, get the fuck out of here. And you're talking shit to me, you're a fucking stoolie?
Right, it's not like you posted saying that. It was someone attacking you.
Period. So then that was it. These guys start saying this, and the rest of the Barstool, we're coming to this.
In order to find that tweet that you had put out in a response to a random, angry, miserable fan, that takes a little bit of work. Like, you don't see those tweets randomly. You have to be searching for that type of stuff.
Right.
And, you know, K. Marco, Keith, who is definitely looking for some more shine because he's been popping up more in videos.
K. Marco, you ain't got it. I've been in this motherfucking shit for years. You ain't got it. Stay the fuck behind the scenes. These motherfuckers are so gassed on themselves that they think, I'm gonna be a star. I could do this. If he could do this, I could. You ain't got it.
You ain't shit without that Barstool.
You ain't shit without that bar. This motherfucker looks like a Siamese cat.
So what ends up happening, he puts it out there, and he's, I believe, the third person who has worked at Barstool, who
Big
is
fucking
employed
deal.
at Barstool, but he's the one who kind of gives the other bloggers permission to write about things, you know, yay or nay, what they're going to be putting out there. So once he kind of gave the green light to tweet about the situation, that's when the kind of, you know, the avalanche came through, and their baseball guy jumped in, and their golf guy jumped in, and it was just like, you know, an onslaught.
You could tell people have been rooting for our demise since we fucking got there.
Yes.
It was so obvious.
And it has nothing to do with the content. It's because they're player haters. Right. Period.
It's been like that since we signed.
They're player haters. None of those motherfuckers are, none of them. The only one who could maybe do something beyond Barstool is McAfee, okay, because he knows football and he got a great personality, and maybe Big Cat, but his shit He got a big fan base. But other than the rest of these motherfuckers, those chicks in the office, yo, stay in the motherfucking office. Y'all ain't shit. Y'all ain't shit. Okay? You have no, like, all these fucking blogging ass. It's 2018. You still hyped that you blog?
There was something that Sean alluded to.
Who's Sean?
Sean Latham, when he was on
Yes.
our podcast last week. Something that he alluded to that I found interesting for an employee of Barstool to be talking about. He said that the cultures of the Heartland office versus the HQ
Right.
office, Heartland is one that's built out of love, which I can understand because that's the kind of guy that McAfee is. Having spent some time with him, he's a
Good dude.
He is
Good dude.
very, very down to earth.
And I spoke to McAfee, all this shit went down, and I said, I appreciate you keeping the shit G.
And they spent some time at the HQ office. And so Sean said that, like, it's definitely people are going at each other more. And Miles and I has spent some time in there with you. We've spent some time in there going to business meetings there. Barstool Sports is a culture of hate.
Right.
And that's not how we get down.
No.
Anyway, so this motherfucker, Sunday morning, I got all kinds of texts and shit like that. I woke up about 8:45 on Sunday morning. This motherfucker, Dave Portnoy, Mark ass ho, who I promise you, I have a sneaky suspicion this clown ass motherfucker bleaches his asshole. Okay?
Oh.
I just have a suspicion he bleaches his asshole. Okay? Because he's one of these manscaping bitch motherfuckers who's doing every single thing he can to try to make himself look attractive to the world. You're not attractive, Duke. You're not the Wolf of Wall Street. You're not Leonardo DiCaprio. You could give yourself hair plugs. You could be eating salad. You could be on diet pills. I don't give a fuck what the fuck you do. You're not the Wolf of Wall Street. He's told me, like, I'm charismatic. You're not charismatic. Okay? You don't look good. You're not charismatic. And I promise you, I have a sneaky suspicion. I can't confirm it, but I won't deny it, that you bleach your asshole. Mr. Tough Guy, Mr. Shit Talk, didn't even have the fucking courage to call me up and be like, you were talking shit about stoolies, you were talking shit to my employees, you're fired. You didn't even have the fucking balls to do it. Mr. Guy they call El Prez, you ain't the fucking president. I'm the motherfucking president. I run this motherfucking shit. I rant better than you. I'm funnier than you. I'm smarter than you. I'm more successful than you. I don't give a fuck how much money you have. I got stacks. My family got stacks. I don't give a fuck about your private plane. So about the common man. You're not the common man. You grew up, your father's a lawyer. Talking about you the common man. You're not the fucking common man. This is the type of Jew. He's a Jew. And I'm a Jew. This is the type of fucking Jew who does everything you can to not acknowledge that he's a Jew because he's at Barstool, because he knows his audience, these stoolies, they don't really fuck with Jews.
Yeah, they'll hang him out to dry.
This is the kind of soulless, bitch ass, asshole bleaching motherfucking Jew this is.
You just revealed this shit now.
This is the type of motherfucker who goes out of his way that people don't know he's a Jew.
Oh.
That's not like something he's like that he wears on his shoulder.
Right.
Trump voting motherfucker. That's a fact. I asked him on the fucking show. Motherfucker looked at me like he got hit with a fucking shovel. I asked him one time when we were doing that rundown. Trump, I was like, over Trump. Yeah. You voted for Trump and you're Jewish?
It's a good point about the Judaism because the only time I ever heard him refer to it was during Super Bowl week when he was talking to Julian Edelman, another friend of the I AM Rapaport Stereo podcast, who confirmed that he's Jewish on the podcast.
Why downplay that?
He downplays it.
Why?
Because his audience.
Oh,
these
the stoolies.
The fucking stoolies.
Why? They wouldn't like Jewish people?
They'd have a problem with it?
No.
Soulless Jew. And his father is on my dick.
Oh.
His pops is on my dick. He said it many times.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of your work, fan of you at Justified. You on my dick. And his father was talking shit, tweeting like, I was a fan of some things Michael Rapaport was in. But I'm not a fan of him in real life. Yo, so why don't we do this? Why don't we do this? Why don't you get your man Mike Portnoy? I get my pops. We play 2-on-2 basketball. The Rapaports versus the motherfucking Portnoys. Or we could play doubles tennis. Or Or we could get it popping on some tag team shit, on some WrestleMania shit. My pops is 84. He will fuck Mike Portnoy up.
Oh, it's the Star of David tournament.
We get this shit popping. All right? Fucking soulless Jews. Not proud to be Jewish. Don't wear it on your sleeve. Don't talk shit about being Jews. You're ashamed of yourself. Yeah. Matter of fact, yo, fuck all this shit. This motherfucker, I fired you and all that shit. We took over your motherfucking account. I came out on the Barstool account, chest naked. Took that shit over. Took the fucking account over. We hacked that shit. Chest naked. Chest naked. Miles, yo, I'm gonna line these motherfuckers up one by one. Look at that motherfucking Willie Hutch. Oh, let me hear it. Let's let it rock for a minute. They don't know what the fuck is going on. No. You sent your little fucking stooly, no-life, nerd-ass motherfuckers into our I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast account to give us bad reviews. We're the motherfucking 5-star generals. We have t-shirts that says 5-star podcast. I don't give a fuck if we're 1 star, no star, or 2 stars. You can fuck with the ratings all you want. Nobody fucking reads ratings for a podcast. You hear, is it fire? And it's not fire, and you listen. I've never listened to a review. People don't go to, I'm gonna look at some reviews of podcasts. Can't do us none. Every single thing that you have on Barstool isn't as good as the I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast. Part of my take ain't as good. No disrespect to my guys out in the heartland. I fuck with you, but you can't rock with us. All your motherfucking dad and me, your hockey shit, your chiclets, your motherfucking laces up full. None of that shit is good. Funnier, we're realer, music is better, theme song is better, I'm better, we rant better, we kick it realer, better co-host, better production, better sound, better everything. Not one motherfucking thing. I don't give a fuck that part of my take is number 1. These motherfuckers beg these stoolies to subscribe and unsubscribe to get their ratings up. Subscribe, unsubscribe. Fuck your ratings. That's like motherfucking TV dinners. Your podcast is a motherfucking TV dinner. You're not going out to eat at a Michelin star-rated motherfucking restaurant listening to that bullshit. Without your guests, you ain't shit. You can't even do an episode without your guests. The biggest thing that happened to Barstool last year was the cancelization of their fucking ESPN show. And I'm glad. Motherfucker was crying. Tears coming out of his face when his show was canceled.
Oh, word?
Let me listen to that Willie Hutch.
Damn.
Crying. Baby, don't do it. And they were like, we'll be back. You ain't gonna be back. Your show ain't getting picked up. You got canceled months ago. You thought you were alive and kicking, and it was like you became folk heroes. Where the show at, Duke? How come no one came for you, Duke? You ain't on Viceland, Duke. You ain't on HBO, Duke. You ain't on Showtime, Duke. Nobody's coming for that Barstool Van Talk bullshit. You motherfucking won and done like Lonzo Ball. You did one show, they canceled your shit. Plus, Barstool, you talk all this shit, you went right into the frat houses all across this country for this tailgate show. We're gonna go to the moon. We're gonna do this. We're gonna change the way people watch college football. You went to this city. You went to that city. Right into your core fan base. Did a bullshit tailgate show. Shit got shut down. You said that you mutually agreed. You didn't mutually agree to shit. Nobody was watching that shit. And you were there with your biggest fucking fans. This 40-year-old bleached asshole motherfucker hanging out in frat houses. This ain't old school. You ain't Will Ferrell, Duke. You ain't Luke Wilson.
This ain't Animal House, dude.
You ain't John Belushi.
You about as old as that motherfucker, though.
You 40 hanging out at frat houses.
Yeah.
You get no ass. I don't give a fuck how many hair plugs you get.
You should get arrested for being at a fucking frat house
You're
at 40
years old
old.
hanging out at the frat house. You went right into the frat houses. And McAfee was the best thing on that show. You're whack. You're whack. He goes on late night shows because Peter Chernin runs Barstool and, people will watch. Your shit don't translate. You don't go viral. You're not that dude. You got these little 20-year-old kids telling you dope. You're not
17,
dope.
yeah, 18,
17, 18-year-old cornballs in the motherfucking house on the ham radio. You're not that dude.
Right.
You went on Seth Meyers with that bullshit pizza review shit. Nobody cared.
That's what they do.
That
Pizza.
bullshit pizza review shit. This guy's like, talk about he's Mr. Boston. He's not from the city of Boston. This Barstool Smitty motherfucker, he's not from the city of Philadelphia. You got people representing the cities they're not even from. David Rapaport, Michael Rapaport, 2 on 2, Dave Portnoy, and Mike Portnoy. Let's get it popping. Let's get it popping. 2 on 2. My father's 84 years old with a bad foot. I play for $500,000, 2 on 2. Get your pops. I got my pops. I'll bust your ass. I will punch your father's shit too. When he goes up, I'm gonna block his shot. Common man. You ain't no fucking common man. You're a fucking soulless Jewish twerp. You don't speak up on anything. You don't take stands on anything because you're a money-grubbing slut mouth. Motherfuckers told me emphatically over and over and over, you cannot post, you cannot speak on Donald Trump on our website. That's a fact. But they always talk about Trump. They'll always speak on politics if it's off. I come with it rough, rugged, and raw. We can't post it. The Tiki Torch rant that I did that was the biggest viral thing I ever did. They pulled it. They say we don't do politics. They have a political Instagram account. They do politics when it makes them look good. They told me you cannot post anything about Trump. That freaked them out. I'll tell you something else about Dave Portnoy that freaked them out. When I was down there at the McGregor fight, the McGregor-Mayweather fight, which I talked about on this podcast, I had a great time. This motherfucker asked me 3 times that night and 1 time on the radio when I was on the radio with Tommy Guns, Tommy G, when that whole prison mic thing. He said this to me. We were walking around Vegas. I'm the motherfucking president. Nobody knew who these fucking clowns were. Mm-hmm. Nobody knew. I'm walking around. You know how it is when I go out. Mm-hmm. Everybody was out there. White people, black people, Irish people, all sorts of people. Mm-hmm. I'm the one who people are saying something to. And a majority of the people that were saying something to me when I was with this fucking Dave Portnoy, this fucking, what, Dan Katz? Ain't no fucking big cat. Your name is Dan. Shave that motherfucking mustache. Nobody knows who the fuck you are. You a gimmick. Call me up Sunday morning, talking regular. Call me up Saturday night when all this shit was going down, talking regular. And then you get on your little fucking part of my take shit, talking shit. You don't even have the fucking bull. There's another soulless Jew. Shave your fucking mustache. Nobody knows who the fuck you are, you gimmick. 30-year-old fat fuck with a mustache. I'll tell you something else about Dave Portnoy that freaked him out. When we were down in Vegas, he said this to me 3 times the same night. Why do all these black guys know who you are? Every single black guy knows who you are.
He has a problem with that.
Then he said on the radio, and I quote, every single black guy came up to him. They treat him as if he's black. I never seen anything like it. What the fuck is you talking about,
Right.
dude?
What does that mean?
Why does it even This is the guy.
See, that's that mindset.
That's a fact. The last thing I said is, you can look it up. Look up the last time I was on Barstool Radio with Tommy G. He said it on the radio.
Yeah.
He's so fucked up in his head that he feels comfortable enough to say that on the radio.
Right.
He was like fascinated by black people coming up to me.
That's a look into the mind.
Yo, Miles, let me get this cry. Because I'm going to get this KFC motherfucker with the face. KFC motherfucker, you was just coming out of it. You was caught cheating on your wife when she was about to give birth a few days before. This is all documented. You were caught cheating on your wife 3 or 4 days after she gave birth when she still had the vagina stitches in her motherfucking vagina, recovering from what I hope was the birth of a healthy child. You're out cheating on your wife while she got vagina stitches? And you're talking shit to me about some Lily Taylor shit that happened in 1997? You got the motherfucking nerve to talk shit to me about anything. Your wife had vagina stitches in her, and you got the face. He got the long face. What you need to do is you need to go to motherfucking Arizona, check in with your guy Harvey Weinstein, and get in that clinic, motherfucker. You got a problem. You're a piece of shit. You're a shitbag. You're a hoe. With the face. Go to Arizona and fuck with Harvey Weinstein. You got a problem. You cheated on your wife while she had the diaper on. After you give birth, you got the diaper on. Your shit is split open. And you're out in the hotels running around with chicken heads. Your wife dragged you. And I just did too. I'll tell you another thing about this Portnoy motherfucker. When I went on the Howard Stern show to promote This Book Has Balls, Sports Rants from the MVP of Talking Trash, which my book is better than, my book is better than their entire fucking blog dictionary. You can take all their blogs accumulated and none of it is as good as This Book Has Balls. I put that book up against your whole crew. Put your best shit up there. You regurgitate and steal other people's stories. That's all they do. They'll see a story on ESPN, all these places that they say they hate and they don't fuck with, and then they revamp it and then put it out there. You're not original. My book is original. I put it up against all the blogger shit. Who's the best blogger there? Fucking blogger. I think motherfucker stopped blogging.
What did he say?
This motherfucker was so upset that when I went on to Stern show with Howard, with Fafafui, with the whole crew, that I didn't bring up his name. Yo, I'm on Howard Stern show. Howard ain't fucking with you, David Portnoy. He don't give a fuck about you. You're not Howard Stern. You don't got it. When you go on talk shows, you don't make noise. When Howard Stern went on the Letterman show and all that early on in his career, he made iconic performances. You go on the Seth Meyers show, crickets. Nobody gives a fuck. You ain't got it. You ain't got it. You might placate these fucking little bitch ass stoolies, and I'm not generalizing it. They might think you're dope, but you ain't dope. You ain't dope. This motherfucker's upset. When I'm on Howard Stern, why am I talking about you? Who is you?
Right.
Nobody knows you. The king of all media is not fucking with you. He's not impressed with this little bullshit. It's a $100 million company. I'm on a private jet. The king of all media ain't saying that shit. Baba Booey don't give a fuck about these guys. Johnny Manziel. We let you slide last week, Johnny Manziel, when you came out on your little recovery tour.
Yeah.
You went to go see, was it my man Strahan?
Oh, he was on Good Morning America.
He was on Good Morning America.
Everybody goes there to bleed their fucking heart.
Yeah, he came on there to like for his recovery tour. That's the first stop, and then he went on Part of My Take, and of course they love him. Johnny Football. Johnny Football, you ain't shit. You need to send your Heisman to Big Mike Evans. He got you that Heisman. You came into the NFL. You're not ready for that, you little fucking twerp. Get into a flag football league. That's as far as it's gonna go.
Right.
This motherfucker, like, why are you going on Johnny Manziel?
Who said that?
Johnny Manziel's on Twitter talking shit. Not saying my name, but trying to talk shit. I'm gonna tell you something, Johnny Manziel. I'm gonna call you Johnny Cokehead. You ain't Johnny Football.
Word.
You on that douche, that Tina, that chalk, that glass, motherfucker. You need to call your motherfucking sponsor and tell him you're about to have a slip up. You're not getting in the NFL. You wanna buy a t-shirt with my face on it? Motherfucker, you better get yourself a hoodie, sweatshirt, because the only place you're playing football again is hopefully Canada. Corny ass motherfucker, crackhead, cluckhead. This guy talking shit. This motherfucker's supposed to be on a recovery tour talking shit.
Yeah.
Stay off of Twitter, motherfucker. You're gonna be in a motherfucking rehab soon.
They ain't gonna be the NFL, tell you that.
You're not getting in the NFL. You worry about me.
We already saw that. We already saw that.
Then you started sniffing pills and all that fly shit.
Because you couldn't compete in the NFL, then you go to the pills.
Talk about one and done.
Yeah, that's
Talk about one and done.
Yeah, come on, man.
You're not getting back. Your little workout videos, you're not getting back, Duke. I can make workout videos also. You're not getting back in the NFL.
Complete that throw.
You better go to a fucking meeting. You better call your sponsor and get some shit off your chest before you have a motherfucking slip up. Oh, I'm on. Oh.
Nobody gives a fuck about all that, man.
Well, I'm really sorry.
What about the huddles?
I'm trying to just.
Can you get back in the league? Nah, you're not getting back in there,
Oh,
man.
well, I'm sorry. I'm
Nah.
Johnny Football.
Nah,
I'm
baseball.
Yeah.
Go to baseball.
Go to play baseball
Like
with your man
Tebow.
Tim Tebow.
Yeah. Y'all be the shortstop and the motherfucking pitcher.
In the K League.
Yeah, fuck out of here, man.
Cuckhead motherfucker talking. This motherfucker got nerve talking shit.
Yeah.
To anybody.
About anything.
He's supposed to be on the recovery tour. You're talking shit to me? Johnny Football. Call you Johnny Cokehead.
Yeah.
Sniffing. He sniff anything. He's one of them motherfuckers that will sniff anything.
Yeah.
Baby powder. He don't give a fuck what it is.
Yeah.
Some motherfucker, Barstool Nate. I don't even know who. This is some blogger motherfucker. He got the biggest fucking face you've ever seen.
Who's
Barstool. Some guy that you'd walk past on the street. You wouldn't need nobody.
What is he saying?
He talking out the side of his mouth. He's a fucking clown. He got the swollen jaw. You need to go get your motherfucking gum to tooth ratio hooked up. Okay? You got the big jaw.
The mask.
Yeah.
Jaw.
Shit looks fucked up with the yellow teeth.
That's Cher's son.
Never getting any ass.
All right.
Barstool Nate talking shit.
Is it Corky?
Yeah, wait. Yeah.
These guys think they're comedians. You think you're a comedian? Come out to LA. Go to the Comedy Store. Go to the Improv. Don't tell the stoolies you're going, and we'll see if you're a comedian. You guys ain't comedians. You're not funny. Write a script. Write a movie. Write a TV show. Your shit is whack.
Same guys who go at everyone, but when you go at them, it's like,
Oh, and then they're going to be like, oh, he said this. I have herpes. Motherfucker, I'll bet anybody there the salary, anybody wants to put it up. Big Cat, Barstool Nate, Smitty, you, Dave Portnoy, Mike Portnoy, the lawyer, Erica Nardini, the girls in the office. Anybody want to put some money on the ground? Say, oh, this motherfucker got herpes. Why don't we put some money on the ground?
Money on the
We could walk into any hospital you want. They could take my blood. And I guarantee you, the doctor will say there's no sign of herpes. There's never been any sign of herpes. Now, yes, in 1987, I did catch gonorrhea.
Oh, man.
But that was an isolated incident. The girl was actually from Boston. She burnt me. I was dripping.
Makes sense.
My shit was on fire. She was from Boston. I knew it was a mistake. Anybody want to take that bet? All you motherfuckers bet on the horses, bet on this game. Take the bet.
Put your money up.
Put your money up. Any one of you fucking clowns. This motherfucker Barstool Smitty. Listen, nobody knows you. Nobody's gonna know you. This motherfucker looks like Liev Schreiber and Amy Schumer had a kid and he was the dick snot that was left over. That's it. I'm done. I don't know what more to say about these motherfuckers. That's it. I talk better shit than you. I rant better than you.
got better guests than you.
Got better guests than you. Got more flavor than you. Got a better theme song than you. Got better beats than you. Better podcast co-host than you. We got the 3-time podcast co-host of the year. I went into Barstool. This fucking clown with the bleached asshole. Portnoy, when I said G Moody last name rhymes with Duty 3 times, he didn't know who you were.
They don't fuck with us.
How you gonna say, I know who's
fucking
G
research.
Moody last name
Right.
rhymes with Duty?
These guys, all they care about is their Twitter following.
Never brought us one guest to the podcast
Never.
either.
They're
Here's the
fucking
thing.
up our butter soft t-shirts.
He's at keg parties and all that.
40-year-old motherfucker can't get any
Arrest
pussy.
that motherfucker, man.
You're not getting any ass. This motherfucker like tries his best to like look, you manscaping fuckboy.
Look, we went to Barstool to grow our audience, to make our podcast bigger, and the bottom line is we received zero support, zero help. We did it all ourselves. We doubled our audience and made more money than probably 80% of their blogging department combined. So, peace.
Peace,
Yeah.
motherfucking peace. We're coming for that #1 spot. You could subscribe, resubscribe, unsubscribe, tell all the tricks of the trade you want. The motherfucking cream will rise to the fucking crop. All the Barstool people that fuck with me, I fuck with you. The ones who are player hating, yo, I'ma see you when I see you. Okay? And the stoolies, yo, I fuck with you. I know most of you are kids and all that shit. I'll see you when I see you. All the ones I've ever seen in New York, love. And they're gonna continue to give me love.
Right.
Fired me from Barstool. I'm getting work on season 2 of a motherfucking Netflix show. Be right back, I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast. We're gonna do some sick fucks of the week. And then we got the young shooter coming in. Am Rapaport Stereo podcast. It's time for one of the staples of the I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast, another segment that's better than anything on Barstool. It's the I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast, Gang Bang episode. Yo, Miles, let me get that sick fuck of the week music.
This award is earned, not given. It's called the sick fuck of the week. This guy's really sick. Lock him up. How could you do it? Don't let him out. Damn. You fucked the dog? You what? You fucked the dog? Why would you fuck the dog? Why would you fuck your girlfriend's dog? What? Sick fuck. The sick fuck of the week. It's earned. Earned, not given. You did what? No. No.
There it is. Yes. For all you new listeners, and I know there's a bunch of you out there. Sick fuck of the week is an award that is earned, not given. It is an award that is earned, not given.
Yes.
It's given to a person with a certain je ne sais quoi. A certain charisma. No, the it factor. A teacher who made a sex tape.
Wow.
A teacher who made a sex tape
Bold.
with students in Staten Island, Shaolin, one of the 5 boroughs. Former Staten Island teacher who resigned in disgrace after making a no-no. A no-no is a porno. Okay? You not only were you freaking off with a student, you made a no-no. You couldn't just enjoy the freak off. You had to make the no-no. You had to put it on tape.
She took it to another level.
Nadine Sudlow, somehow, some way, after having sex with her quote-unquote pet pupil, got rehired to teach again.
That tape must have been a motherfucker.
What do you mean?
She's so good. On the tape, the authorities said, we got to bring her back. They were impressed by the tape, and they forgave her for it.
Nadine is the sick fuck. Okay? The people that rehired her are also the sick fucks of the week. Congratulations.
Yeah.
You done made it. Donald Trump. This may be the 3rd or 4th time you made the sick fuck of the week after the terrible shooting in Florida, which we don't need to speak about again. Everybody knows what happened. But the crazy thing about that shooting in Florida is that now the kids from the school are protesting. Like, we as adults can't figure this out. We can't figure out a way to make them safe. So now the kids are going to take the streets. There's going to be a cross-country walkout where the students...
Yeah. Like I said, metal detector solves this shit because you can't get in with it. You know? You don't have the mass killings in urban schools where everybody got motherfucking guns. You don't have them there. Just a metal detector. They won't be able to get it in. You could find a nut, throw his ass outside.
Where are we that the kids have to protest? That's where we're at.
That's fucked up.
That the kids are dealing with the shit. I don't have the answers.
They're not being protected. So this is their way of showing, like, yo, somebody said let's arm the teachers so you could
Like,
so they could
like
get a pop shot at the fucking guy at the blackboard.
I wouldn't. It's worth a try. Then you got to train them. They don't even pay these
teachers.
teachers.
And what if the teachers get into beef with some of the students and they pull out the gat and then they shoot the motherfucker?
Can't do it. Won't do it.
Can't do that. Metal detectors. Wand.
Can't do it. Won't do it. To quote the great Mike Singletary. Can't do it. Won't do it. Other sick fuck of the week, on a transatlantic flight from Germany to the United States. Now listen, I flew with my kids. Fortunately, I never had this incident. A mother had her 3-year-old on board. The kid was running up and down the aisles, screaming, fussing, causing chaos for the entire flight. Imagine you're flying from Germany to the United States, which has got to be some sort of relief. And on the fucking plane, Shorty is running up and down the aisles the whole time, knocking shit over, knocking drinks in. Get your motherfucking kid, lady.
Yeah. What you do is you take him in the bathroom when he's doing all that shit, and then you come out, and then he'll be all right. You don't let nobody see you whoop his ass in the aisle.
Okay.
You take him in the bathroom. That shows the passengers that you are You're taking this matters into your hands.
Get your kid.
Straighten him out. He needs to know he can't do shit like
Running
that.
around on the plane, you're gonna make the plane land. They said they almost thought about landing the plane for 8 hours straight.
Man, I couldn't have been on that. Then you be on some airplane shit. Remember when they all came and slapped the shit out of the motherfucker?
Yeah.
That's what you do.
You gotta slap the parent. Like, yo, get your kid, Duke.
Yeah.
Finally, another incident on a plane. You know, I gotta say, there's less dog, goat, and cow fucking this year than there was last year so far. Sick fucks of the weekend. I want to say good.
Yeah.
I want to say good. I'm glad the rates are down because last year by this time we were hard to keep control of things.
Right.
Last year, 2017, by mid-February, it was like goats were getting hit up, dogs were getting hit up,
Zebras, all
chickens.
kinds of shit.
So far, not that much this year. So I think good. And I want to credit the I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast for giving a little bit more attention on these people.
Right.
Another flight incident. 2 men on a flight, a Dutch flight to I don't know where. We don't fact check at the I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast. Were complained to the pilot so many times because money was farting all up in the plane. He gassed the shit. Money was shitting all in his pants on the plane. Like he stunk the whole plane. They complained they had to do an emergency landing. That's a fact.
Oh, the pilot. See, that's bugged.
They need to just, Money, you staying in the bathroom.
Yeah.
We're not landing. We're going to lock you in the bathroom. Clean yourself up. And if you can't control yourself, you're staying in the bathroom. We don't give a fuck. There's no
the
soup
plane.
bill.
See, the pilot, give the reins to the co-pilot and go back there and regulate the cabin. That's it. We can't land the plane because this dude is shitting in his pants. People got to go places.
Finally, you could throw in the Wonder Bread bag treatment. This is the true essence of a sick fuck. And if you look up this guy, Dr. Matthew Fader, he is the poster boy look of a sick fuck. He looks like a sick fuck. He behaved terribly. 137 offenses, pedophile, sentenced to 32 years. I want to wish you well. Getting that olive oil and that Wonder Bread bag treatment. They coming for you. He got the Bozo the Clown curly hair. They're going to have that hair.
Yeah.
They're going to hold that nice.
You better cut it.
Yeah, because that's just leverage.
Yeah. Hell yeah. They will wear your ass out in there, man.
Thank God this guy will be locked up. Thank God who will be getting Wonder Bread bag. Probably no olive. You don't get no olive oil.
Yeah. Good judge. That's a good judge. Good sentence.
32 years. You're not coming out.
Good.
All right. I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast. Take a quick break. Then we got the young shooter coming on with his review of the Black Panther, which we just saw. Stay with me. All right. As I told you, the young shooter, Dean Collins, was going to be in the house. This is the I Am Rapaport Gangbang podcast. I'm taking up all that space, all up in the rectum. So Shooter, what's going on in your life since you last came on? You made a big splash.
I'm happy to be here again.
You know what's cool? Because when you first came on the podcast, people were like, the shooter. It's just a different voice than Moody. Now today we have everybody, the whole crew up in here. Because it's the gangbang.
I wish I was a part of that gangbang, though.
Oh, no, we gangbanging right now.
Oh, we can gangbang.
No. This is an I Am Rapaport.
Gangbang.
We gangbanging.
Okay, we're gangbanging.
We skeeting.
Okay.
We skeeting all up in them.
Because I have a lot to say about
Oh, we'll get into it. We'll
get into that.
Black Panther.
Oh, shit. We saw that together.
Me and the young shooter went to go see Black Panther. Now, I want to say this.
Yeah.
I'm on the record many times saying I don't fuck with Marvel Comics, superheroes. I don't fuck with Game of Thrones, Iron Man, Spider-Man, Superman versus Iron Man.
No, we got you.
Batman, none of that shit.
Yes.
Yes, Heath Ledger was dope in Dark Knight.
Yo, careful. careful with the whole Heath Ledger was dope in Dark Knight. What are you trying to say about that? Because that's untouchable, that movie.
The movie itself, I couldn't tell head from. I can't. Listen, it's not some sort of prejudice. I can't follow the story or get
The Dark Knight?
any of it.
All right. Well,
Any of them. Any of those kinds of movies. Any DC Marvel movies. I haven't seen one in so long, and that's why I'm really glad that I went to go see Black Panther, because number one, I'm going to go see Black Panther.
Of course.
I mean, everybody went to go see it.
But why are you going to see it specifically?
Well,
Let me
because
ask
there was
you,
so
why?
much excitement on it. I feel like it's a cultural moment. And the soundtrack, I heard the music was dope.
It was
and it's
dope.
and you know what else? Ryan Coogler,
Yes.
director of Fruitville Station.
He directed Black Panther?
You should be kicked. You don't know who directed Black Panther?
No, I know Ryan Coogler, but I didn't know he did Fruitvale Station.
He did Fruitville Station and Creed.
Oh, shit. That's crazy.
So he went from Fruitville Station, which is a small little movie,
I know,
to Creed, which is a bigger movie, which Creed is such an underdog movie, because who would have thought that after all the Rockies, Ryan Coogler, Michael B. Jordan, and Stallone would have been able to have a vision enough to make a totally legitimate, compelling, brand new take on all things Rocky.
And then fast forward, you're making one of the most epic, like, superhero style movies. I mean, like you said, I'm with you on the whole superhero genre. I think, like, the last amazing, I'm talking great superhero film that I saw was The Dark Knight. I mean, that really was, like, my favorite shit. That's incredible. But as far as, Avengers, new Spider-Man, this and that. No, I'm with you.
I can't
don't like
see
any
of it. And it's no disrespect. It's just my brain.
I get it.
It doesn't compute.
I get it. I don't
like
like
it's
it
hard
either.
to understand, like, oh, the good guy, the bad guy, like, oh, this, that, and the other. Like, if it's real basic bones, like Christopher Reeve's Superman with Marlon Brando, like, oh, he's making earthquakes happen around the world. I need the kryptonite. I fly up there. I get the kryptonite. I come down. When it gets into all this
like,
other
we're not in the
shit,
1950s anymore, dude.
I get that. I'm just saying, like, all this, like, Iron Man couldn't make heads
the
or
first
tails
one was
of it.
really great.
Couldn't make heads or tails. No disrespect. Again, I have to say it again. No disrespect, but I can't make heads or tails of
Okay,
it.
it's not your thing.
Okay, so
Just say it's not your thing.
I said it.
Okay, so you
I
have to
said it.
keep
So that
you don't
being
have to keep
said,
going
I
telling me about
really
it.
dug Black Panther. Now, I'm going to be honest. There was a lot of times where my mind wandered because I didn't know what the fuck was going on, like, plot-wise.
I mean, you literally every 2 seconds, I feel like you were tapping me going, what did he say? What's going on here? Who's the bad guy in this? And I'm like, bro, just shut the fuck up and let me watch the movie because I can follow it. You just thought it looked good, right? I mean, I don't want to speak.
The actors
for
were great. It was beautiful.
Yes.
It had these undertones. Like, I felt like there was these subliminal messages in it that were dope.
Yep.
I mean, it's dope. What is your take on Black Panther?
I thought Black Panther was epic, and like you said, I don't see a lot of superhero movies these
We
days.
said that 7 times.
You know what? Actually, you took about
you
5.
said it too. I don't.
Wait, here's what I
generally
want to
like.
say. Stop, because before I start going in, I know it's your podcast, but before I start
Well,
going
this is
into
a special episode. It's the I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast. Gang bang. Skeeting all up in you.
But here's the rule, because I'm going to make this rule on your own podcast. That's how fucking crazy I am. I just want to say, you can't take up 10 minutes to say the same shit of, I don't fuck with superhero movies if it was 1950, this and that. But when I say I don't like superhero movies, and then I'm going into my thing, let me keep going. You can't cut me off after me saying it once.
No doubt.
Okay, let me just say.
Okay.
I'm prefacing it by saying I don't like superhero movies. I haven't seen them in a long time,
That's
but
what's up.
but I'm moving on. See how quick I go.
Okay.
Now I'm moving on, and I saw Black Panther with you. I was blown away. I thought the movie visually was fucking sick.
Yes.
It was unlike any other superhero movies that I've seen lately. It was like it felt like a $400-500 million budget.
I think it was $200 million.
Was it?
In the first week, it made $300.
I mean, I knew it was going to kill it, but it was different. It was a lot different, and it felt like it almost felt like a live action Lion King to me. It was kind of like Michael B. Jordan and Chadwick Boseman. They were kind of like, I'm blanking on the two characters from Lion King, but Nala and whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was very similar to that. The music was sick, and I can't recommend it enough. That's my little summary.
The music
awesome.
was sick. Soundtrack. I mean,
It was great.
The sound in the theater was crazy.
Yeah.
Like, this is definitely a movie going
Oh, you gotta
experience.
see it in
Like this
theaters.
isn't like, oh, I'll wait to catch it on DVD.
No.
Or I'll catch it on iTunes. Like you want to go see it in the theater because you get more bang for your buck.
And don't bootleg that shit. Don't be a
Don't
piece of
bootleg
shit and
it.
start torrenting. And you know,
Yeah.
I'm guilty of that shit sometimes. But come on, go support this shit.
It's really
not that
good.
it needs an extra fucking $20.
I would love to get Ryan Coogler on the podcast. That guy's a sick filmmaker.
so sick.
He went from Fruitvale Station to Creed to this shit.
I mean, this is like holy shit. Anyway,
I wonder if he's going to continue to do big movies or he's going to go back to more plot-driven,
well, he can
character-driven.
definitely- He could definitely do the big movies. I mean,
I know, but this must have taken like 2 years. Like, I mean,
Oh,
doing
yeah.
a Black Panther movie, like doing one of these movies, these monster, huge budget, special effects, all that sort of thing, it takes a lot out of you. The one thing I don't understand, and again, this happens in several of these DC.
No, we
Marvel.
get it, we get
was
it.
Was this DC or Marvel?
this was
Marvel.
Marvel.
But why do they all speak in that old English accent?
What do you mean?
Like everybody in this, they don't speak like they're from like Chicago or they're from New York or they're from like, I don't know. They have that accent.
Well, they had like a very African accent in this movie. Like there were a lot of different like.
But there was all sorts of different, like,
Yeah,
and the white dude, the villain guy.
Yeah, he's great. I mean, he was Irish or whatever the hell he was.
Yeah, but why isn't anybody from Jersey?
There are. I mean, look at like. Well, look.
There was nobody in there like, yo, like talking like he was from Jersey.
I mean, there were, but like Stan Lee, he created all this shit. He made the comics.
So is Stan Lee from like England?
No, he's not from England.
So
But,
why
like,
does
look
he
at
have the
Spider-Man?
characters?
That shit's like New York driven. What are you talking about?
Okay, I'm just asking. I just don't understand. Like,
Just let it go. You enjoyed the movie. Like,
I
I'm not
enjoyed the
gonna-
movie.
Like,
I really enjoyed the
I
movie.
want off this roller coaster with you now. Like
Fine.
we're talking about this fucking movie for
I
20
highly
minutes.
recommend it. I give it 2 thumbs up. We
That's great.
give it
We both
collectively
gave
2 thumbs up.
and let's just end it at that.
All right.
We
so
enjoyed it.
Since this is the I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast, gangbang, listen, me and Moody, we talked about all this shit. My man, Dean Collins, a young shooter, he's been rocking with us from the beginning of the whole Barstool fiasco. And you had, these people are closer to your demographic. Since you're, what are you, 27?
27. I'll be 28 in a month.
My man, nobody's.
Oh God.
You trying to get birthday gifts?
I hope I don't say that my birthday's in a few months. I'm turning 28. God forbid I fucking drop that on the podcast.
But are you trying to get gifts or something? Like, why?
do I
you,
want gifts? Why don't you go talk about Talenti for 20 more minutes? Or what other sponsor do we have to go pull?
Shout out to Haagen-Dazs.
Go ahead, talk about Haagen-Dazs.
Haagen-Dazs hit me up after we were talking about them on the last podcast.
And what did I say?
You said,
I said, yo, Haagen. I said the fact that they're calling you should be like, yo. What did I say?
I'm trying to stay away from
Yeah,
you.
don't
Don't
call
hit me while I'm
Don't-
fasting.
Don't hit me up. That was the whole point of the podcast. Was I'm trying to stay away from your ass.
Now, I will say this because this is the first podcast since the fast. Done with the fast. Feel fantastic. I'm going to do it again. Again, the hardest thing about it was the socialization of the eating. But as far as the way my body felt, and like my stamina and like it wasn't like I was depleted or anything like that.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it again next month because I think the way to really have it help your body for what I need it for, which
Yes.
is medical reasons, and it's not for any weight loss stuff.
Vanity.
Because I'm like a fucking brick shithouse.
Well, I mean, literally, like the other day, I think you turned to me. You were like, "God damn, I'm a fat bastard. I need to lose
I never
this
fucking
weight."
said that.
You said like, "I need to lose all this
No,
weight."
I didn't
look like-
fucking say that.
You were like, "I look like shit."
I
Like,
didn't
need to
fucking
lo-"
say that.
Okay, you didn't say it,
I
but
didn't fucking say that.
we did enjoy a scoop of ice cream today as celebratory
Just freedom.
freedom.
I'm
Just-
away from all the fucking or all the barstool.
What can I
bullshit.
get? Can I get into any of this barstool
Get
business
into
with
it?
you?
Like you, the floor is yours. What has been your take from the beginning?
Here's been my take, okay? And I haven't been able to publicly say anything.
Right, we didn't publicly say anything, but I will say this without in hindsight, we've had issue with this from the beginning. We knew going into this that it would possibly end this way.
It was surrounded by hate every single time.
Player hating.
Yes, and every time that there would be a post of you on Barstool, any rant that you did, any this that you did, every single comment was negative. It was fire this guy. It was all horrible shit. It was you were surrounding yourself with this negativity. And you know what? The truth is, it's been negative from day one. I've always come over to you on the sidelines, not publicly, but I've always said, I don't fuck with Barstool. I don't like what they're all about.
They have so many. We can't say them all. But
Okay, I'm just saying the majority of what I've seen,
Yes.
okay, that have been fucking with you, it gets to me where I'm like, I'm trying to get your back. And like,
Right.
I see these, okay, you're posting these like Sports Illustrated, whatever, of these girls. That's great. Saturdays are for the boys.
it's all regurgitated fucking.
It's all, you're not Playboy, you're not fucking Sports Illustrated. And the truth is, when employees of the company are talking shit about you and you're still to be working there, to me, that is one of the fucking most disrespectful and unprofessional things you could do. The truth is, you're a fucking little like, and like, I'm not shouting these guys out, but I do want to call their names out by name. Smitty, that piece of shit, who I don't fuck with that guy. I don't like that guy. Barstool, that's the thing about them too. They all have the word Barstool next to their name because
Why do you
without
think
the
they have
fucking
that Barstool next to their name?
without that word Barstool next to their name, you got Barstool, KFC Barstool. There's fucking Barstool Smitty, Barstool Ted, Nate Barstool, Stoolie fucking Dan. Without that fucking stool or bar next to your name handle, you're just a fucking frat boy that's still living in mom's house. That's it. So the truth is, but back to my point of the fact is that you were and the employees, okay, who all think they're stand-up comedians.
You ain't stand-up comedians.
Right. You're all like,
they only do stand-up in front of.
right. Let's see.
Come
you
to
on
the
a fucking
Comedy
set.
Store.
Yeah, let's see you guys do a
Come
set.
to the Improv. Just
Right.
pop up
You're
on a
not
regular
funny.
night with some real comedians, Joe Rogan
Yes.
and motherfucking Brian Callen
Yes.
and all the people. Come to a real Comedy Store and just get a real
Yeah,
set.
exactly.
You're not funny.
You're not funny. You got funny looking faces.
Funny looking faces.
But that's the extent of the funny. So what I was saying was the fact is that their employees are standing around bashing your ass, okay? Talking this, talking that, talking this, talking that, while you're the fact that fucking little coward ass Dave Portnoy, the pizza delivery boy, can't fucking say, hey guys, what are you doing? I hired Michael Rapaport. I'm paying him to do this shit. I hired him for a reason, and you guys are all bashing him. I would say we need a fucking board meeting right now. Get in here. I'll say, put your personal shit aside. If you don't like Michael, if you feel this way about him, you feel that way about him. But as far as the company goes, you're going to publicly bash him as an employee,
Right, even
here?
before this weekend.
Before I'm talking well before this.
Right,
They've been
right,
doing it.
right.
They've been attacking you on Twitter, especially Smitty and KFC Barstool.
You know why that Smitty hoe, you know what he wants? He was so fucking jealous and envious that we started the Fantasy Football Podcast. And this weekend, after the whole situation with the firing, he wrote a blog. Who the fuck blogs anymore anyway?
Listen,
that shit is trash.
Listen,
your
whatever.
blog is trash. And he wrote a blog. At the end of it, he asked for his Fantasy Football Podcast back. You're not getting a podcast, motherfucker. And everybody got a podcast. Podcasts are like assholes.
Yeah.
Everybody's got one, and they still ain't giving you a motherfucking
and you know what?
podcast.
When we turn off these microphones, you go off to go do Atypical. You go off to do your sports shit on Fox. You go off to go do this. You do that. They write their blog, and that's their fucking life right there. Okay.
Right.
Now, I'm not trying to shame anybody that like hardcore like that, but I will say
these motherfuckers
But I will
shame-
say these in particular. Okay.
Yeah, the ones, because
I'm
I'm
only
going to
saying the
preface
ones
this
that
by
I
saying
don't
this
like.
again. Not all, I don't have problem with all the Barstool people.
I think, let me just shout out, because even if he said some bad shit right now, I have no agenda with this, but I do want to say I do find Barstool Big Cat to be a funny dude, and he seemed like a genuine guy. And I'm not here to say give him compliments.
He seemed like a genuine guy when he called me Sunday morning too, and then Monday he's talking shit.
I get it. That's the company. Like I do.
Nah,
understand
because
that,
Pat
but-
McAfee kept it G.
All right, fine. But
Pat McAfee kept it G because Big Cat called me Sunday, and it was a normal conversation. And then you get on your little PMT bullshit part of my take, which I'm letting you know now. The I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast is going to come. We're going to take your spot. Then we're going to bang you in the ass. And then you could bleach your little asshole. That's happening. We're going to fuck the number one spot right out of you.
Okay.
You could subscribe, resubscribe, and try all your little analytic.
Motherfucker.
Or your little analytic tricks.
Yeah.
All that bullshit.
Yeah.
Because like I said earlier, content is better than yours. Theme song is better than yours. Music is better than yours. We're funnier than you. We're realer than you.
Portnoy even did the fucking little firing video in your selfie style shit.
Yeah, I made that. I invented that
you
shit.
Fired fuck. Like, bro.
You can't even come up with your own shit.
And let me shout out one other Stoolie while I'm at it. Okay. I want to just shout out KFC Stoolie.
Oh yeah.
I want to shout him out real quick.
He got the face.
I'm not about even. You could say that. I'm not. I don't condone you saying. face. I don't.
But he
find
got
it funny.
that similar face. Like I bet you he got.
I understand what you're saying, but
I've always thought
I'm
that.
not about that. So
No, I'm not saying he has like light of that.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like he has that sort of like.
got a face, but
Right.
that's it. So anyway, that's my take on it. And I think this is a big weight off of your shoulders.
You know what I felt like? I mean, what did I say to you Sunday? I said I felt like I was with a naggy, player-hating, cheating-ass bitch, and I finally got rid of her. That's literally what I felt like. I was like, I felt
They
relieved.
never had. I've always told you.
They never had my back.
I always told you that.
Because I fuck better?
I don't know about that.
Yeah, no, I do.
No, what do you mean? They never had your back because you fuck better?
Yeah,
What
they're
are you
mad because I
talking
fuck
about?
better.
What do you, bro?
That's just a fact.
What are you talking about, bro?
I fuck better. If they could
how
fuck,
do you-
they'd have some chicks.
Nah, man, I don't know what fucking argument you're even
All right,
talking about.
listen,
at that point.
Dean, I appreciate you.
Nah, I
rocking
got
with
your
me.
back. I'm in the long run, bro.
All right, yo.
Anyway, it's
Shooter,
been a pleasure. I just need to get that off my chest, man. I'm glad you're not rocking with them. You don't need them, and you're better than that.
I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast, Gangbang episode. We'll be right back. What can I say? Moody?
Yes.
Miles?
Boom.
Jordan?
Yes.
I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast. We're not going anywhere. Under adversity, we flip the script. We put our shit out. More and more hits. More and more guests. More and more fire. More and more beats. More and more of that Willie Hutch. All you little fucking stoolies in the frat house over there in Manhattan. Look up Willie Hutch.
Aspiring fuckboys. Look it up.
Look up that Willie Hutch. Go listen to some OJs. Some Temptations. Some of that Earth, Wind, and Fire. Get your fucking mind right. Music is more than just the motherfucking. See, I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast. We're out.